Yo.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad, huh? Not bad. Learning to count.
In honor of the Mars rover, you're looking a little green.
I know. Yeah, I'm going to definitely edit the color on this before this hits BTSN for sure. The last couple episodes, I didn't really have to edit, though. Or I was too lazy to do so. One or the other. One or the other. You pick one. You pick one. Yo, what up, Kev? How you doing, bro?
Good. Got your tomato juice there. That's looking good.
Tomato juice is gross. This is just sparkling water. You, how are we today? Are we, we good? We ready to go? Do we want to talk about what happened last episode?
We can.
So, I mean, are you we daylit again? Where we at, Kev? Where we at? This isn't even the opening question. This is just this is a Kev check. Let's do a quick Kev check. Let's see where Kev is at.
So what happened last week was that I got very ambitious and I decided that I was going to get all of my work done on Friday afternoon. All the things that I wanted to do over the weekend that I would put off through the weekend and not actually do. Like I would find a way to not do it. I said, you know what? Let me just get it all done on Friday.
Right.
So I fixed the grout. The caulking in the kitchen, in the bathroom.
Good job.
Laid down the caulk.
Kid-friendly show, please.
I did all the yard work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think I did some laundry as well. So I did,
Wow, even laundry. That's something
I did the
that
work.
People aren't doing these days.
I did the work, buddy. So I did that all on Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So by the time Sunday comes, I'm partying. And that's what your can of tomato juice reminded me that I think it started on Sunday, midday on Sunday with a Bloody Mary, which was excellent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. It rapidly went downhill from there. And then by the time we recorded, it's not good. It's not a good situation.
Yeah, it was fun though. It was a fun show.
It was fun. Sort of.
Kev,
I put it out there one day. It wasn't fun enough for it to be leaked and be entertaining. It'll just be like, yeah,
it's fun.
It's good that they didn't put this out.
Kev listened to that, ladies and gentlemen, the following day and calls me and says, yeah, we're not putting this out. I called Kev.
I remember exactly what I said to you.
Right.
I said, you picked up the phone and I said, so how bad do you also not want to put that out?
And see, just some behind the scenes, I don't listen to the shows until like weeks later. Then I'll if I'm going on a run, then I'll put on Rap 6 Radio and then I'll listen to it while I'm running and I'll go back like 5 weeks and just kind of go through each episode, weekly as I run or whatever. But
you should put that one in the rotation.
No way. No way, no how.
Run, trip, fall. Pop an ACL.
Oh, man. Yeah, nah, it was... So Kev made the call. Yeah, and then a week prior to that, I was rocking with the whole Snapback crew for a stream for autism and Parkinson's with the Holly Rod Foundation. So we were able to raise over $50,000 for autism and Parkinson's research, and also for job placement for those with autism. So yeah, that was dope. So 2 weeks off, y'all, and we back in the building, right back like I left something, son. What?
Man. Yep.
Yeah, it's going down.
We skipped 1 week because you were being very responsible, and then we skipped the next week because I was overly responsible on Friday, but not on Sunday.
Fair enough.
See that? Spin?
I like how you chose Friday. I love how you chose Friday. This is awesome. This was good, man. This is good political.
That's PR, right?
That is good PR. All right, man. So look, Before I say this opening question, I'm going to tell you what my wife said about the opening question.
Oh.
She said, "Why do you open yourself up to abuse from Kev?"
That's not.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So look, the opening question is a fashion question, right?
No.
So
This is what the people come for.
Yeah, this is what they're here for. So if you're only listening to us, you don't get to be part of it. You got to catch this part on BTSN. All right, so I bought a hat. Now listen, buying a hat when you have locks is a whole ordeal. It's a thing. It's a total thing, and I don't particularly like wearing baseball hats with my locks or whatever. So I'm going to put on this hat, and you were going to tell
right
me
now
what's so wrong. Yeah.
Wait, hold on, because I'm going to abuse you. So let me first ask you, what is she talking about? I am so nice to you.
Okay, so now that you've already lied,
and usually the question is taking a shot at me. You only play her.
True.
You only do you run to her after you right just straight off of your jog, right? You run 5 weeks later. You're like, Randy, listen to what he said
about me. Do you know what he said? No. No, seriously. All right, so I'm gonna put this hat on, and she said it's like the worst hat on the planet. All right. So what is wrong with this hat? Looks like a beanie, right?
I don't know. It looks like you couldn't afford Pharrell's entire hat.
I like this hat. I don't understand. My daughter and my wife have said no. And I'm like, but it just looks like a hat. That's just, what's wrong with it? If Bob Marley was wearing this, it would have been perfectly fine. Everybody would love it.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems with what you just said. Yeah, that looks like that doesn't look like Will I Am. That looks like Will 1X.
Well, that's fine. I'm fine with it. I liked Will 1X better, actually.
I think that's a Will hat.
All right.
I'm gonna say he wore it better though. I can't pull any punches with you, man. You're my buddy.
I'm wearing it at the next Rap 6. At the Rap 6 radio photo shoot, I'm wearing it.
That's fine with me. I don't care.
I'm gonna get you a green one, because we'll have a matching.
So what did she say? She just said that's the worst and just walked away?
She just went no.
Did you? So you bought it, brought it home?
I ordered it. I ordered it.
Oh, okay.
I ordered that shit, And I was gonna order two. I was like, oh, I like this, but then I said, let me get one, and then I just rocked it in the crib, like walked over and was like, yo, check this out, and she was, I thought it was going down, like I thought she was, oh, that's nice, and she was like, And then my
you thought she was gonna say, take that off, and she said, take that off.
It's all that is actually all the same in my house. It works out the same exactly either way. It's like, all right, fine. One way or the other, it's like, all right, fine.
How about your other constituents? What did they have to say?
Well, my 7-year-old was in love with it, but my 13-year-old, my 7-year-old, I'm sorry, my 6-year-old, I've totally made, every time I talk about my 6-year-old, I'd age her up like a year or two. I think I'm ready for her to just be 8 or 9 or whatever. Of course, my 13-year-old agreed with her mom, but then tried to get my back. Like, but if you like it, then I like it. Shut up.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah. My daughter would have said, Daddy, your head is too big for that hat.
You cannot buy.
You need to push your head up, or you need to pull that hat down.
I feel like all right. Shout out to my man Omega. This is actually for you, man. This is actually for you, bro. I kicked it with Omega once. He didn't have a hat on or whatever. So, but this is just my assumption. When I see a bro with locks, anybody with locks, and a baseball cap on, right? I either think they're from New York, right? Or they sell drugs. It's one or the other. You're not it's what if you're from any other state, you sell dope. Period. Done. I'm just kidding, but that's what I think. Right? That's my profile.
And then you go to Hawaii and
right, and then they love me. Hey, but if I wear this hat, I'll be loved even more. This hat. All right. I'm not gonna say
Put it on one more time. Put it on one more time.
You know what? I'm
Please.
not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm gonna wear this as we go into the break.
You should be.
I'm not afraid. Look, this hat is dope, man. Hold on, let me put this on. Tilt it a little bit. Yeah, this hat is dope.
You're all set?
I'm all set.
Randy!
You know what, man? We're gonna go to the other side. You ready, Kev?
Yeah.
All right, y'all, let's go.
Rap Sucks Radio. Blah, 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 blah.
What up, y'all? You alive on Rap Sucks Radio with your homeboy Track Life and your fam, Kev Dakota.
The cat in the hat.
Thank y'all for tuning in, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. If you would like to catch past episodes of Rap Sucks Radio, you can go to rapsucksradio.com or any of your favorite podcasting platforms. Or if you'd like to catch this on your television, you can tune into BTSN, that's Behind the Scenes Network. What you do is you download the app on your Roku or any of your Fire devices. Click on the app once it's downloaded, and we are right there. We have our own section and everything next to a whole lot of dope content right there on Behind the Scenes Network. We want in. So yes, sir. All right, so let's get into the show. Kev, I'm gonna let you announce who has got to chill. Go ahead. You can just we ain't even gonna try to set it up.
Matt Gaetz.
Matt Gaetz has got it for several reasons, to be honest with you. I'd like to say that Matt Gaetz has got to chill. Somewhat may feel like we're kind of making light of what he's under investigation for, but we actually are making no light of it. It's that we really believe that this dude really needs to shut it down in quite a few ways, and hopefully this investigation, guys, and catches him up in what he deserves. So, Representative, but I actually took a twist on this one. My title for this was "Big Clowns Don't Chill with Little Clowns." So, Representative Matt Gaetz, who's facing a federal investigation into sex trafficking allegations, was recently, Kev, denied a meeting with Donald Trump at his Mar-a-Lago estate as the ex-president and his allies continue to distance themselves from the Florida congressman. Two people familiar with the matter said Gaetz tried to schedule a visit with Trump after it was first revealed that he was being investigated, but the request was rejected by aides close to the former president, who have urged Trump not to stick his neck out to defend Gaetz. Harlan Hill, a spokesperson for Gaetz, said the congressman did not. He is denying that he requested a meeting with Mr. Trump. Representative Gaetz was welcomed. No, he wasn't. Trump this weekend has not sought to meet with President Trump. Hill said in a statement to CNN, claiming that Gaetz has been mostly relaxing with his fiancée during recess. Nice. Good job. How old was she again? Anyway, the source for this is CNN, so you can take for that what you would. Fiancette. God, dog. Little fiance. That's so bad. So basically there's some denying here, but at the end of the day, federal investigators are examining allegations that Gaetz had sex with an underage girl who was 17 at the time and with other women who were provided drugs and money in violation of sex trafficking and prostitution laws. Federal investigators are also seeking to determine whether Gaetz provided travel and women travel and women in exchange for political favors as part of a broader probe. People familiar with the investigation tell CNN. So again, that is the source for this. So I know a lot of people on whatever political side have issues with CNN, but this is the news that is being reported. Kev, Take it away.
First of all, yes, what he's accused of is terrible. So I guess he'll get his day in court. But he's just such a jerk that I will say it if no one else will. I am finding great glee in him having to go through this. You'll recall that the last time he showed up, I think in the national spotlight, was when he went to is it Wyoming, where Liz Cheney is from?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And spoke to a crowd there. He's from Florida. He represents Florida. Barely.
Poquito.
But he went to Wyoming to talk trash about Liz Cheney, who I don't particularly care for, but who was one of very few Republicans who stood up against the so-called big lie that Trump won the election, and spoke out against him when very few other Republicans would. So she got in a little hot water with her constituents, with the Republican Party, and good old Matt Gaetz went all the way to Wyoming to talk trash.
Yep.
and Liz Cheney's father shoots people. So, in the face. And then gets them to apologize to him.
For being shot, yes.
So, just imagine what's going to happen to good old Matt Gaetz here. he might not have calculated that
there are
in the best manner possible.
There are not too many people. I don't fear anyone, but I do have apprehension about former Vice President Dick Cheney, though. I'm not a person. I feel uncomfortable. He definitely seems like the villain. You know how there's like the super villain, and then there's the guy who controls the super villain. Like, whoa, there's a person that's above the super villain, and he doesn't have any superpowers. That's Dick Cheney.
Yeah, Mr. Burns is like, nah, I don't mess with him.
Yeah, no, leave that dude alone. Chill out, fam.
No.
Chill.
No. Dick Cheney has been experiencing social distancing for the last 3 decades. Let's put it that way.
Real life mob boss.
So I didn't know about this though. Did he go down? Was he at Mar-a-Lago for that speech that he gave? Because he spoke to a group of female Republicans, Matt Gaetz. And I think it was at Mar-a-Lago, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're saying the extension to the article is that he's been trying to position himself to run into Donald Trump and things of that nature. It's one of those things where, like, like you said earlier, what he's accused of is horrible, and it's really hard. I don't know. I've been giving a lot of behind the scenes on the show this episode, but we have a fair amount of conversations about how to approach serious topics, because this show is not a super serious show, but we try to be as informative as we possibly can, and we speak a lot on things we don't know about deliberately and entertainingly, if you will. But it's hard to make light and entertainment out of what he's been accused of. But he's such an idiot that it's easy to make fun of him. You know what I'm saying? And and really what they represent right now is so goofy that it's like, oh yeah, this is easy. Like, that part is easy. So big clowns don't chill with little clowns. And when you think of all the things that Trump was accused of, it's like, you might as well just take the meeting, bro. Like, you gonna kick a how-to, fam? Like, at this point, you might as well just write down some tips on how to deal with this. Like, yo, later, just do this. You know what I mean? Because you know better than anybody at this point.
Yeah, man. So. It's nuts. Yeah. Well, first of all, and I think they did it even in this article, if I'm not mistaken. But one, yes, Rap Sucks Radio stands firmly against any kind of human trafficking. That's bad.
Obviously.
The trafficking of female women is bad.
Good job.
The trafficking of female girls is probably a little bit even worse than that.
Yes.
So let's just get that out of the way real quick. And I understand that a 17-year-old is legally a year away from perhaps being considered a legally an adult in some places. But she's still relatively young, and they keep saying the woman that he's accused of being involved in. It's like, oh, dude, this is, if you ask me, CNN and a lot of other networks are showing a hell of a lot of restraint. This is the QAnon guy. It's how is the QAnon conglomerate, the Jeffrey Epstein crew and the Matt Gaetz underage teenage sex trafficking crew at the same time?
Listen, because conspiracy people are shysters, and that's what we've learned. If there's anything we've learned over the last 4 to 6 years, is listen, I have all this secret information, and if you just buy my book or subscribe to me on YouTube, pay me, and I will tell you how in danger your lives are, because I am genuinely concerned. Right?
Right.
So, okay. Does that... Yeah. Right?
Matt Gaetz, one of, not the only member, but one of a few members of something called the Freedom Caucus, who is now accused of trafficking children. A member of the Freedom Caucus who's well on his way to getting locked up. So that's a little ironic.
Right. They're saying he's likely going to cop a plea, but what?
Turns out the T in Tea Party actually stands for teenage girls.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Sheesh.
Ooh.
Oh man.
Did you see that? One of the lines that jumped out at me from the article, Trump spokesman Jason Miller wrote in a tweet, you talk about a guy with the head that can't fit that hat you got. Jason Miller is that guy.
All right, fair enough.
Trump spokesman Jason Miller wrote in a tweet on Sunday evening, he doesn't want the hat though. The hat that's not a good hat.
Bringing it up, so go ahead. Jason
Miller wrote in a tweet on Sunday evening that Gaetz did not request a meeting.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
And therefore it could never have been denied.
He did.
Which is basically I never got the bill in the mail, so you can't expect me to pay it line, right?
Right. Which is worked for me on occasion, by the way.
That old chestnut.
Yeah. That was the danger. That's the totally off topic. That was the whack thing about the internet. I used to be able to be like, I didn't even get the bill. How y'all gonna charge? I didn't even get it. And they'd be like, all right, we're gonna send it right now, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm looking at the bill. Thank you very much. Now it's like, fam, you're on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna pay this.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
I got you.
Anyway, so yeah. Yes. Well, yeah, it's all big clowns don't chill with little clowns. Like it's all a game, man. Like this is all whatever game anybody's trying to play or whatever. Like it's beyond me, but that's where we at right now. Yeah. And he'll have his day in court, and if he happens to be guilty, I hope it's a full book. I'm talking them old encyclopedias that we used to have. Like throw all of them at that dude. Every single one. No, don't throw Wikipedia at that dude. Throw the encyclopedia at that dude. For real.
He'll be getting trafficked behind them walls.
Right? You know what I'm saying? All right, man. Speaking of trafficking, this doesn't really actually relate. But the title for this is Show Me the Money. All right, so a couple weeks ago. Show me the money. All right. A couple weeks ago, Method Man. Stop, man. Stop. All right. Look, don't make me do the rest of the show with this hat on. All right. I have no problem doing that.
It hurts me more than it hurts you. Trust me.
All right. So anyhow, Method Man has questioned the credibility of new rappers who constantly flaunt their apparent wealth. The source for this is the Atlanta Black Star. The players involved are Method Man and new age rappers. So listen, rapper actor Method Man wants to know what the secret is behind these new age rappers getting so much money. This new generation of rappers have shown off on social media what their long money can buy, such as expensive chains, jets, cars, and $24 million pink diamond implants. In an interview with Math Hoffa, I said that so suburban. Anyway, Method Man reflected on how much he would make back in his day, what hip hop artists are making now. He said, I remember getting $2,500 a show. All I Need had dropped, and I'm doing shows every effing day, 7 days a week. And I had to tell the manager to raise the price. Next thing I know, I'm getting 25 G's a show. And I'm forgetting because I love what I'm doing so much, right? To put it in a better perspective, he said, now we're in an era where these kids got more money than, son, I can't imagine. I don't even got a car. My kids got cars. My wife got a car, but these kids got 4 or 5 cars. I still ain't taking private jets. I think I earned that by now. All right, Meth. Where they getting this money? They got a deal or something? No effing way that they flying private jets all the time. That money long as F. At minimum, that's 30 grand round trip. Meta seems to be seriously inquiring how today's artists are making so much money so he can get a piece of the action. Where are they getting this money, Kev? Can somebody tell me? I want to know, where are they getting this money? I need that hustle. Hoffa explained club appearances, features, music streaming. Did he really say music streaming? Because that is not the answer. Which was not around when Method Man was rapping. Also helps enlarge these rappers' pockets. The Wu-Tang rappers seem to think that still did not explain where the money was coming from. He broke it down some more to explain why. And this is the last thing I will read on this because I've read for quite a while. He said, Rick Ross is rich. We've seen his estate. He's earned that though. We can see where he got his money from. But some of these, where is that ish coming from? We can't see it. Nobody really listened to your music like that. Where are you getting this effing money? It boggles my mind, he says. Every penny I got, I know where that came from. And I still don't live like no MF and Rockefeller. Not saying I can't, but I still don't. All right, Kev. Resident industry guy, Kev. Help us out, Kev. Where are these new age rappers? When you talk to your industry friends and they sit around and say, yeah, man, well, you know, your friend track life is too underground and we never liked them. Then they tell you where their new rappers that they decided to work with got their money. What do they tell you?
Satan.
That's
all I got.
This show is so ridiculous. Okay, that's one place. But I think, what was that, 4,000 sneakers or 1,000?
And evidently a hat or two.
Listen. All right, so let me try to make sense of it. I can't, but let me try. So looking at the way the old industry, or at least, I mean, the industry by the time Price I Paid dropped. Maybe a little after. Like, there were a couple rappers out. There was, you know, of course, you had Master P and them who were out. They were making a lot of money by owning their own brand, their own label, blah, blah, blah. Basically doing everything in-house, out the trunk, straight to the top of the office building, right? That made a lot of sense because physical copy sales were pretty obvious money, right? $10 or $15 a CD, taking out the production cost in total, and maybe you're getting $5 a CD, depending upon how much you've done. Boom, there's the money. Sold 1 million copies, I get the money, right? Then you got shows, appearances, blah, blah, blah. But the one thing I wanted to enter into this is that Method Man had actually done some acting too.
Right.
So I'm going to pretend to be a bit naive here. So I do understand a little more of it than I'm letting on. But I will say that That's not light bread though. So for him to be like, yo, nah, I've done this, and this, and I'm not at the private jet stage. It could also be the type of deals he signed or whatever, but I don't think that that's all the way the case. I think that the type of money that he's talking about is Master P money, right? We talking real money. And I actually kind of agree with him on that question. Like, wait a minute, y'all, for the lack of a better word, and I hate to say it like this, but y'all just rapping. Like a couple of endorsements and all that, but really, where's the bread coming from? So yeah, that's I'm actually with him after I kind of break it down to that basic level.
Yeah, I mean, we're just going to be, guessing, I would assume, but I think that the model for a lot of new artists, clearly not all of them, but for a lot of new artists, is closer to the Master P model, where the ownership, they maintain a lot more of the ownership.
Okay.
For a longer period of time. Mm-hmm. And this is, I don't want to get into like you said, the history of how the money might or might not have gone with Wu-Tang or anyone else. But yeah, I mean, I do believe that probably when he was starting to hit his stride as a solo artist, he might have, been paying off some Wu-Tang debt. I don't know how that all worked out necessarily. You know what I'm saying? So, but to go, okay, first of all, if you are all of a sudden, after your big single hits, and you didn't break down the timeline or whatever, but somehow your show money is jumping from 2,500 to 25,000 because you asked a question, you should ask the question earlier. I doubt that's exactly how it all went. Mm-hmm. Some of that was probably a little promo kind of situation or whatever. But sometimes a great manager can, hey, I heard Pat the manager got fired.
Wow. Well,
but I mean, I don't know. And I don't know how you get, like, was that Little Uzi with the $24 million diamond?
I think so. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That I definitely don't. Not the move to do it, but just the value of it, and
some of these are incredible endorsements, right? Like you get if you can create a story that this kid has a $24 million diamond imprinted in his face somewhere, then you can present the idea that there's some value in doing it in a lighter way. Like, yo, just get a diamond on your hand, or collarbone or somewhere, whatever, right? And it's like, oh yeah, I got 80,000 for a collarbone diamond. Like, I think a lot of we hear the value, but we don't really know how valuable that really was,
Right.
I mean, for all we know, that joint could be plastic and he'd just take that joint off at night. But I just think that still kind of verifies Meth's point, though. And look, rappers have been lying about how much money they have for years. I mean, that's part of the label thing, right? We've all seen the Never Do video, by Do What They Do video by The Roots. That's very true, man. Like the label is paying for all of that, and you got to recoup every dime of that. So when you say ownership, though, Kev, some of the things that come to mind are these 360 deals that I've heard about for years. That's not ownership, is it?
No, but I feel like, and I don't know if it's at the level now that it was at 2.5 years ago, where guys were, it's that big SoundCloud rapper era, which I feel like I don't know if that's still going on or not. I'm not in it enough to know, but where cats would just be racking up listens and racking up audience, genuine audience. They do shows. They'd be big, to the extent that a label would offer them. The labels are getting in bidding wars, throwing $3-4 million at these guys or thereabouts. Then it's a different scenario. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I love the Roots. I bet they didn't get $3 million among It's the 18 of them when they
and
got signed.
They had a
know?
nice little touring circuit and nice little buzz
Yeah.
when they got picked up. I mean, the same with Lil Brother. Lil Brother had an excellent buzz when they were picked up.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
they
also,
still had to walk through the paces, you know? But actually,
right, and also that was a different,
my bad, because hold that thought. But that's also a different genre. We probably should leave the Roots and Lil Brother and them out of this conversation and probably stick more towards the successful art, the Lil Jons of the world, the Too Shorts, the Outkast, Outkast might be a little different because they got it a different way. But we're talking like what would now be considered a multi-platinum artist, but using streaming services which don't pay. I don't know. It feels like at all, really. You know?
Yeah. I mean, the I think it's fairly, straightforward and probably pretty accurate and pretty much a no duh kind of statement to say that the places where the money comes from now are different than they were back.
Yeah, guaranteed.
And also, you think about when meth came up, it doesn't seem like that long ago because we're old, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
and while CD sales, physical music sales, the labels were making a lot more money on the music. Doesn't mean the artists necessarily were, and corporate America wasn't. It's very weird to think about how a Method Man who was so big in our lives, right, as hip hop heads, would not have every Fortune 500 company throwing money at him to do this, that, and the other. I don't know that he did or didn't, but I'm just assuming that he did not nearly have that as much as some of these guys have now, who are catering to, kind of not maybe, not, this is not about lyrics or skills or anything like that, but, kind of catering to a similar segment of the population that's just 2 decades younger or a generation younger. You know what I mean? But hip hop is much more mainstream now than it wasn't. It is the center of music, and you see that. That's why you get a Lil Nas X, and that's why you get guys who rap 2 bars, who do a rap record and rap 2 bars and sing the remaining 382 bars, of the album, which is what it is. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I'm gonna move on to the next portion of this conversation, but largely because it has a lot to do with what we're talking about now. But one of the things I will say is there aren't a lot of middlemen now. That's the best thing about it, right? Like I would say a lot of rappers are probably, the more I've talked to people about putting out records, the more that I've found that they're more looking to be influencers than rappers, right? So, people have their own brand, their own clothing lines already. Like all these things are built in. These things were kind of not really heard of before, but back in Meth's day. Matter of fact, Wu Wear was a big thing, right? Like a big thing for them. But now, man, everybody's got one. Everybody's got their own hoodie. Everybody's got their own stickers. Everybody's got their own hats. Everybody's got their own thing. And if they don't, they're getting directly hit up by these brands that are like, yo, you have an Instagram page. You already have the outlet. You already got 1 million followers or 1 million, whatever. Yo, can you rock my hoodie? Yeah, $5K. All right, cool. And they're getting the money directly from these people to be influencers. So the more you hear these conversations, the more you realize that the money is direct. And I'm curious. I'm very curious how much the dollar to viewer is. If I've got 3 million followers, right? And I'm calling a 10% turnaround on products. So if I wear your hoodie, you're probably going to get about 10% at least views. What am I charging for that? Because I'd actually be figuring that out. Like I'm kind of, figuring it out now. Like, okay, well, with the whatever level of minor influence I have, how much is that worth?
$24 million.
Straight up, right?
That's how much that hat cost?
$17.
Ooh, that's a bargain.
It is a bargain. So if I
You look like Robin Hood robbed you.
oh man. Wait. I look like Robin Hood or Robin Hood robbed me?
You got robbed by Robin Hood. And he said, "Here, take the hat."
All right. So let's move on to the next part. I'm wearing this hat for the rest of the show, period. It's a part of my style now. All right, so we're gonna stick with the industry in this conversation and continue. And the next topic is called That One Time.
Mm-hmm.
So Bandcamp is changing the conversation around payments and streaming in the streaming era. This is a source by Billboard. My players involved, I said, in this one, I said, but the RIAA is coming like the nothing. I don't know if y'all have ever seen Never Ending Story, but I feel like Bandcamp is right on the edge and these numbers keep coming out. And as these numbers come out, I'm like, the RIAA is just waiting, like, all these samples.
Stop snitching. Stop snitching.
God, you better.
Stop snitching.
I ain't say nothing. All I'm saying is the RIAA is just sitting there like, good job.
Is that hat made by whosampled.com?
All right. So I'd like to get to the numbers more than anything, but I'm going to kind of start off. So Dylan Baldy, the frontman of the cult favorite garage band Cloud Nothings, has a new favorite holiday. He says, in quotes, "I don't care about Christmas anymore." He jokes over the phone from his home in Philadelphia. He says, "In a way, this feels like Music Day." He's talking about Bandcamp Fridays, when the online music marketplace Bandcamp waives its cut of sales. 15% of digital and 10% of physical is the cut of sales that they have, and passes along all revenue to artists and their closest stakeholders, like the labels and managers. Originally launched as a single day effort due to COVID. The event stuck around and became clear the plan when the pandemic wasn't going anywhere. So far, Kev, the platform has held 11 Bandcamp Fridays, okay, directing $48 million toward artists and labels from over 800,000 customers. And that's on top of the $148 million that has been paid out from normal sales during that time frame. I'm going to stop there and skip down a little bit. So with around, this is the Cloud Nothings, with around 600 current subscribers, the program brings in between $3,000 and $5,400 monthly. The band, which in February released its 17th album, makes an additional $50 to $100 a day per Bandcamp sales, which jump to about $600 on Bandcamp Fridays. So there's that. Okay, Kev. So first of all, what do you think about that?
When I first saw it, after the pandemic started, I thought it was a nice look. And there are certainly artists who are making decent money, from Bandcamp already. Mm-hmm. And so this certainly helped. But I'm not exactly sure of, and I didn't read the article, unfortunately, so I can't speak as intelligently as I normally do when I don't read the article. But I don't know how well Bandcamp is doing out of it. If it's just a nice thing to do for artists. If you're doing it 11 times, my assumption is that there is a some sort of business incentive in doing it, that you are maintaining stickiness on the site. You know what I mean? Like, you're keeping people coming back, maybe discovering new artists and spending money that they wouldn't have spent otherwise. I would hope so for them.
Yes.
In the spirit of why they built Bandcamp was a positive one to begin with. So, but I'm not quite sure.
Well, they said that they more or less recently started turning a profit. They have pro subscriptions
Right.
for artists that have done pretty well for them. And they also, they've maintained a pretty small team. So that's
Right.
why the site is updated really slowly, and, certain things that might be better, like kind of like a streaming service, right? Because Bandcamp, that's the one thing I don't like about Bandcamp is that, I've bought several albums on Bandcamp, and I really do have to take them off of the platform to listen to them on random or, you know, in some form of mix. So I get it. I totally get it. And I totally am okay with them moving slowly and staying out of the reach of the RIAA, because I think that's
What's going to happen when that
well, I just think it makes it all muddy. You know what I mean? I think that's what happened with SoundCloud and
right.
it just made it really muddy and kind of kept people a little on edge about posting their music up. Once you see one guy next to you catch an L, you're like, uh-oh, you know, what do I do now? But, you know, but I also don't think $148 million is a lot of money with regards to how many artists are likely on there. The revenue daily is nice. It's nice, but there definitely is similar to Spotify, like a top tier that's making money and then a couple of dollars here. But I think the drop off between top tier and next level is probably really, 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 really steep.
That's probably the case no matter what, though, more or less, right?
Yeah.
Because the thing with SoundCloud was it became huge because it was free, right? I mean, not because, but it was so easy to use. They had the functionality was so, I dare say, flawless.
Yeah.
But you knew that when you went there, you were going to, you know, you were going to find the thing you were going there for and be able to play it very easily. But also, you know, you're probably going to discover something new that you hadn't heard of that you like. But with this, artists are actually able to make bread on a number of different levels, from music to merch and so forth. At this point, is it just going to be something where if it does somehow get shut down or users start getting booted for posting stuff that includes samples, that they just moved somewhere else and they do the same thing?
I think so. I think you can't really stop these type of things, but you can make them so difficult. Bandcamp was a difficult build. You could just kind of tell. This is an excellent article, by the way. It's long, very long article. But it just seems like such a difficult build, you know? And they do, I have to say, I've had a couple of people who've, had direct experiences with them, and they really do seem like they're truly about the artist. Like it's not, I know that there's probably some behind the scenes sort of publicist connection, friend of a friend type thing. I know that that's happening. I would say, you know, let's pause for rap bitterness. That whole thing is sort of undermined my career. People had better publicists than they had albums, and that's a fact. But Bandcamp doesn't seem to be folding to that too much. A lot of the few people that I know that have had direct experiences were discovered by the Bandcamp people that put articles about them up front, picked their records up front, didn't call them, didn't ask them, didn't know Susie Q, who knew Susie L. It was just, yo, this is dope, and we're going to highlight it. We're going to feature it. I'm curious of how many plays or what puts you on their radar. I'm sure there has to be something. You have to reach a certain level. I don't think you can just upload something and they go, oh, that's new, and post it. But I think once you reach a certain algorithm, a certain level, certain amount of attention, they are going to pay attention and try to help you. Because it only helps them, because they're making their revenue mainly off of artists making their revenue. So, and they said directly in the article that they've kept the business model that way on purpose, so that they don't get lost in the process in the sauce and turn this into something that is more like Spotify, where it started off, at least in theory, hey, we make money when the artist makes money, and then it just was like the artist don't deserve, you know, the artist gets half a penny if not, you know what I'm saying? Like it just turned into something that was ridiculous. So all my rambling to say that I haven't used it to the best of my ability, but those that have, man, they really are, you know, eating. They're feeding themselves well off of it. So
that's what's up. Yeah, to me they're like a and I haven't spent a lot of time on Bandcamp, which is the one thing I can say about the music business over the last 10 years is genuinely my bad. But to me, it's like a good old record store. You know what I mean? Like where, you know that you're going to find, to me, that's what I was describing about SoundCloud. For me, I think that's what Bandcamp sort of represents. I just don't spend the time to.
I go straight to Bandcamp when I discover new artists. It's the first place I go. A lot of times their
Mhm.
records aren't on there, and I found that, of course, major labels don't have any of their artist records on there. You know? So, obviously we know why. That's direct to most of the time. That's direct to artist money. I know smaller labels have actually set up their own accounts with Bandcamp directly, but major labels have not. Which again, RIAA, because or else they would have played ball, right? So they haven't played ball yet. So yeah, I'm fascinated combining this with the Method Man conversation. I'm fascinated. You know, the band The Cloud Nothings has 600 subscribers. And they gave a number that fit with the 600 subscribers, right? 600 subscribers is not a lot of people. When you look over at YouTube and et cetera, like when you look over at, well, it is a lot actually. Let me take that
But
back.
they're paying a monthly fee, right?
They're paying a monthly fee.
Just like Trump supporters.
Yeah, yes. Very similar to, yes.
Sorry, Cloud Nothings. You are Cloud Somethings as far as I'm concerned.
As far as we're concerned, yes.
But they're making what, a few grand a month?
Yeah.
That's decent.
I'm not mad at it. It definitely wasn't quit your day job money in my opinion. But combining it with touring when everything opens up.
That is damn good hat money.
It is very good hat money. You can buy a lot of brimless hats.
Mm-hmm.
Look.
That hat looks like the beginning of a condom. You have no idea what this image looks like right now. Oh,
my God.
Back.
I'm trying to have a serious conversation. And
Sorry.
This is what's happening. Okay, fine. I walked into it though. I knew that the hat was going to be an issue.
Proceed.
No, I could talk this industry stuff all day, and we are pretty much at time. But to the artists that are listening or what have you, especially those of us who were part of the older industry construct, shout out to the visionaries. The visionaries are trying to give people something of value to go along with their music. They really are, man. They got the brew. They've got, of course, merch, t-shirts and normal merch, t-shirts and stickers. And
shot a few videos
and actual.
And I think they
CD.
rolled the album out. They rolled the album out on Bandcamp a few weeks before it hit the streaming services, right? So they had a plan, man.
They had a plan.
Not a lot of people have a plan.
Yep. Not a lot of people have a plan. Yeah, a lot of people can call their best friend who literally was a marketing genius at Warner and ask him for help with the plan and not really get a lot of help with the plan either.
Oh my God.
Boy, it's difficult. It's hard out there for a trek.
It doesn't mean I'm not able to give you good advice. You know what I wasn't consulted on?
The hat stays.
All right. Hey man, it's your choice.
Yo, man.
It's your head, your choice. At this point, this is all for Randy.
I'm telling her I'm about to go tell right after too. I'm running straight to her. He talked about the hat. No, yeah, there's a lot. There's actually a lot to unpack for me. Probably too boring of a show for most other people, but between this and Twitch and watching people, YouTube and et cetera, and watching people build their own brands and where those brands land, whether it's, simply, hey, that's dope, or some monetary value to it, it's actually pretty fascinating to me. I know a lot of old heads kind of shun it, like social media, what's that, and why y'all on here, and the devil, and blah blah blah. It's like, yo, you could, okay, open your trunk and sell some cassettes then, bro. Exactly. Ain't nobody paying no attention to that. Nobody want to walk.
Bandcamp is as close to that as you're gonna get.
Exactly.
This is no disrespect to them.
No, not at all. Not at all. But
that's where the audience is.
I mean, you know, there's a shunning of technology. I'm always like, I mean, I guess here's one thing before we get out of here. To those people who shun social media, like, okay, well, you know, ain't nothing going on but talking rumors and blah. Ain't nobody tell you to be part of that, fool. You could go on there and be what you want to be. Like, why are you out there automatically? Are you so incapable of avoiding drama that you gotta like slide into that joint? Like, I'm here now. Like, you can literally use it for whatever you want. You don't have to be involved in nothing. You ain't gotta follow your mama if you don't want to. Like, you literally could avoid all of that. But no.
Yeah, or maybe you're finding out that your friends are jerks.
Like, exactly. And you are too. And that's why you have a problem. Like, people are pointing out to you, you know. Most people are like the Fonz, though. You can tell them that they're wrong and they're like, ruh. I can't even say it. So, yo, thank y'all for tuning in, man. I am your homeboy, Track Life. And that right there, that's your fam, Kev Sakota, that dude over there. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. Once again, if you would like to catch past episodes of Rap Sucks Radio, you can go to rapsucksradio.com or any of your favorite podcasting platforms. We are on there live and chilling. And if you'd like to catch this on your television, if you'd like to see the hat. Summer. I'm ready for the summer with this one. You can go to... Shut up, Kev. All right? All right. I'm ready for the summer, okay. I said. I'm ready for the summer.
Okay.
You can go to BTSN Pass, that's behind the scenes. BTSN, that's behind the scenes network. What you do is you download the app or channel on your Roku or any of your Amazon Fire devices. Click on that. We are right there with lots of other brilliant content. BTSN, behind the scenes network. We want in. On the count of 3, we say peace. 1, 2, 3. Peace. We out, y'all.